It was intended to be a serene haven with sun, sea, and tranquility, far from the hustle and bustle of Atlanta. However, the streets of love and hip-hop Atlanta would never be the same once images of Jasmine. Yes, the Jasmine, relaxing by the pool at the same Jamaican resort where Kirk and Rasheeda were allegedly celebrating their marital renewal surfaced. Fans were shocked, cast members panicked, and social media went bananas. How did the lady who once totally destroyed Rasheeda's marriage end up on a cold vacation sipping pina coladas? Was it a plot, a coincidence, or worse, a secret reconciliation? According to sources, the timing is odd, the receipts are disorganized, and this was not an accident. When Rasheeda was out there sharing weird things, God sent me captions. Unfazed, Jasmine is tagging the same hotel that Kirk just shared 2 days ago while posing in bikinis. Fans are calling it the ultimate betrayal since the remarks are more obscene than a reunion concert. Furthermore, after being moved to tears by a questionable portion of Rasheeda's most recent performance, Yandy Smith-Harris is catching strays back in Atlanta. She is now completely skeptical of their friendship. Many people have already taken notice of Rasheeda's allegedly cold-cut comments on a leaked audio recording. Now it's unclear if Rasheeda is secretly lying to her friends. Will Jasmine and Kirk make amends? And how did a trip to the tropics become a three-way argument that might destroy Atlanta's strongest women? Get a cup of tea because this is going to be an amazing tale. Secrets are coming to light. Alliances are falling apart. And one thing is clear. Nothing is as it seems this season. Do you think you've seen drama before? Put on your seatbelts because we're just getting started. It all started with a simple Instagram story. It's turquoise water. The well-groomed fingers carrying a coconut drink and the famous anklet were readily recognizable to fans. When Jasmine, the same Jasmine who had introduced love to hip-hop Atlanta, revealed that she and Kirk Frost had a son, everyone was shocked. Rasheeda swore she would never be able to forgive Jasmine. But unexpectedly, Jasmine was seen going to what appeared to be the identical house by the sea that Kirk had posted a photo of the day before. In a matter of minutes, fan pages began assembling screenshots of identical lounge chairs, matching towel designs, even the same poolside barman. The internet was shocked to see the caption, "Some energies just don't tell lies." The hashtag #Healing in Paradise became viral. Are Kirk and Jasmine on vacation? Where are you, Rasheeda? One follower tagged every LHHATL gossip blog that was available in a comment. Then things got a little crazy with Rasheeda around. She had sent Kirk a photo of herself via email 3 days prior. Their similar linen attire and smiles as they held hands in front of the same cabana showed that all three of them were there at the same time. By the time the Shade Room replicated it, the music comment section had turned into a battlefield. "This is foul," one fan said. "Is this a strange circumstance for an open marriage now? Did Rasheeda go crazy? Or did Kirk set her up once more?" It was a mysterious Instagram story with no rejections or reposts, and when people saw the selfie that said, "When you've healed, nothing surprises you anymore," they started to wonder if Rasheeda was involved. Another person asked, but Rasheeda was usually quick to answer or clarify things, so nobody could understand. Back in Atlanta, the cast group chat was going crazy. Was this a strange kind of concern, or was she completely unprepared for another one of Kirk's tricks? Are you all aware of Jasmine's mess? Tell me this isn't true, Bambi wrote in a direct message to the females. The traveling spice even commented that Jasmine had to wear a safety vest if Rasheeda disapproved of the outing. Sierra responded with the wide eyes emoji. But Yandy wasn't kidding. She had just completed discussing her most recent skincare partnership in an interview with a local Atlanta podcast when the news reached her phone, and it was Rasheeda, not Jazz, who shocked her the most. Because Rasheeda was allegedly heard condemning Yandy in a leaked audio clip from that same program that had started making the rounds just hours earlier, saying that she continuously strives to be perfect, as if she wasn't already in a miserable relationship. Yandy was hit hard by the betrayal since, in addition to seeing Rasheeda as a personal friend, she stood up for her when others made fun of her for remaining with Kirk. All I'm trying to say is don't cast stones when your own glass home has bullet holes in it. Even in real life, Yandy had stood by her on panels and encouraged women to support their sisters instead of condemning them. When she heard this slander on the show behind her back, she immediately called Mendices. "Have you heard this mess?" Hold on, Mendices, who had been subtly trying to avoid the theatrical aspect, are wearing Jasmine in Jamaica. She snapped pictures of Jasmine with Kirk and Rasheeda while she was in Jamaica. Recordings of Rasheeda making fun of me on her small program are now reaching me. I live in a glass house with bullet holes, Rasheeda declared over a microphone. Do you really think that's her voice? He asked hesitantly. Come on, do you seriously think I can't recognize my own friend's voice? Yandy smiled. While this was going on, Jasmine was doing what she does best, causing chaos while grinning. She told another story, but this one only involved 3 people walking along the shore in the dark, though several others said they saw Kirk's gait and Rasheeda's long braids. The internet erupted again. Did Rasheeda and Jasmine really walk side by side? The woman who got pregnant without telling her husband? Filming resumed a few hours later, and as soon as Rasheeda got back to Atlanta, the producers hurried to put up a scene with her because they knew the public would want blood. But Rasheeda was not going to be caught off guard, so as soon as she arrived, she summoned the production team to her place for a secret meeting. I already know what this is about, she said coolly as the cameras rolled. Rasheeda did not flinch when the producer inquired, Did you travel to Jamaica with Jasmine? I should also mention that you guys prefer to start a story before asking the women straight questions. There was silence in the room as she continued, but let me clarify, Kirk's therapist invited me. Did you agree that it wasn't a come-by reunion or a girls' retreat? We've been holding these meetings to finally put an end to the chaos. I initially refused to answer the producer's queries. In fact, I cursed at Kirk. But I pondered about it, wondering how long I would allow this woman to live rent-free in my spirit. I wanted closure, Rasheeda replied. So, yeah, I went and sat across from her and I let her talk, he continued, taking into account the potential benefits of a controlled setting for the kids. Rasheeda had no idea that Jasmine had been recording everything, including voice memos, secret footage, and purportedly private conversations. In an airport photo, Jasmine wrote, Sometimes closure means telling your truth, even if it breaks somebody else's, while Rasheeda was defending herself on camera. Do you really believe that Jasmine's appearance and subsequent photo release and mysterious caption are merely coincidences? Back at Yandy's house, she set this up. Come on, Yandy said to Bambi over FaceTime. But if Kirk invited her to therapy, then Kirk's playing Rasheeda again, Yandy remarked, describing Bambi's peculiar attitude. Now she wants to talk about in my glass house. But when another recording from the Rasheeda podcast appeared late that night, allegedly talking about Bambi and her divorce from Scrappy, the plot took a turn for the worse. She'd best hope hers doesn't have flooring. Some people don't know how to keep a man because they too busy being the man, she said. Oh, hell no, Bambi exclaimed as she glanced the movie, infuriated by the graphic sounds. In less than a day, the unrest surrounding the Frost family had turned into a full-fledged ATL collapse. I see now that this girl isn't being cunning about me either, clears throat. Rasheeda was making excuses, Jasmine was setting up breadcrumbs, Bambi was ready to arrive, and Yandy was boiling with betrayal. Let's not forget who taught ATL how to keep a man before y'all started podcasting for clicks, Bambi wrote in an extremely explicit Instagram story. The next morning, the group chat served as a battlefield. Even without tags, everyone knew who that was intended for. Fans reacted to Ushi's mention of Rasheeda with all uppercase, fire emojis, and laughing gifts. Bambi said, "Play with your microphone instead of her name." After someone left a comment, Rasheeda joined the group chat herself, lost it, and sent a voice message that sounded like a wrecking ball. Suddenly, the turmoil exploded again. Because none of you have ever been strong enough to deal with your own circumstances, some of you are grieving over baby 2 fathers who can't even spell loyalty while you're all out here trying to make fun of me over some edited podcast pieces. I didn't sit across from Jasmine to amuse, but to heal. Boom. Yandy immediately responded, "Don't do that, girl. You gave the impression that you and Jasmine were on a couple's retreat, and now you want to criticize us. While Kirk mistreated strippers and side girls for years, don't you talk to me about baby daddies? Bambi, eh? Let's get together and talk about this before the blogs eat us alive," I remarked to Carly, who was sipping tea and reading quietly in the corner of the chat room. Jasmine wasn't giving up, but this drama was a feast for the already hungry blogs. "It's too late," she smirked and remarked. It wasn't no sneak move, as she went live on TikTok and revealed that both Kirk and Rasheeda had invited her to Jamaica. "It's for all of you, not just me." Is that why there's so much more noise? The video went viral in a matter of seconds, and fans scrutinized every lip curve, blink, and utterance as if it were a federal case. She saw me coming, sat down by me, and even gave me a hug before we departed. Some were astonished, but others weren't at all. Rasheeda had been forgiving that man for 10 years. The jokes quickly went viral after one fan commented, "What's a hug to a woman who takes back a whole baby?" Jasmine and Rasheeda linked hands while Kirk, who appeared to be a Dollar Tree therapist, waited in the background. However, Jasmine's next post, a blurry, obviously hidden video shot from behind a palm tree, was what truly set the ATL on fire. Rasheeda's voice could be heard saying, "Honestly, she's the one who broke my trust the most. Say it with your chest," the caption below stated. "Sis." Yandy noticed it immediately the next time. "I've never tricked Rasheeda. I never said anything behind her back. I expected messiness from Kirk, but not from her. So if she has something to say, she can talk to me. It's not like we were 15 in a whisper beneath a palm tree. Phony allegiance caused me to lose far too many friendships." Her response was swift and deadly. She took to Instagram Live, obviously upset but composed, and spoke directly into the camera. "I won't do it again." One commentator said, "Rasheeda looks real fake right now," as Yandy's admirers swamped the comment area. Yandy has never wavered. Unsure of what to do with cameras everywhere, contracts signed, and tension at an all-time high, the producers invited Bambi, Yandy, Rasheeda, Jasmine, Sierra, and even Carly Red to an emergency cast dinner at a neutral location. Confessions and the hashtag poultry were even utilized by some. You could feel the energy shift as soon as Yandy walked into the rooftop restaurant in downtown Atlanta, where the event was being shot. The final person to arrive was Rasheeda, who sat down straight and looked around the table. "You all clearly have something to say." "You've changed," Mona said. "It's visible to me." "You did invite her back in," Bambi remarked, rolling her eyes. "You just didn't want us to know." "I was attempting to adhere to the therapist's advice, but I was unaware that it would be widely publicized online," she said. Rasheeda was cornered and gasping for air. "I said that in a moment." After the camera team followed her for a little ways, Yandy waved them off because she didn't require a grand farewell. The producers had finished filming for the evening, but the drama was far from over. Sierra blinked back her own annoyance. Bambi sat back with her arms crossed, clearly feeling vindicated. Carly just sipped her wine, watching it all unfold like the wild ant she was, and the table inside continued to tremble with tension. Her microphone pack was still hot and recording when she got up, grabbed her purse, and hurried out of the rooftop restaurant, her heels clicking on the pavement. The video of Jasmine sliding her phone across the table was already being reposted on TikTok and Instagram Reels, remixed with sound effects and captions like, "Rasheeda, blink twice if you're trapped," as the cast left, illuminating the streets of Atlanta with commentary. Rasheeda remained motionless, her lip quivering slightly but contained, determined not to cry in front of these cameras once more. What happened next astounded fans even more. 2 hours after the dinner, Yandy went live wearing a bonnet, no makeup, and an open heart. "I stood by Rasheeda when she was crying and supported her when it wasn't. I didn't expect greatness. All I needed was loyalty." Over 65K individuals viewed the live video within 10 minutes, and positive comments flooded the debate. "Yandy has always been faultless. Rasheeda messed up a real one." "We were writing with Yandy when we started a new discussion in the comment area." Several followers criticized Jasmine, asking why she kept making secret films like the ones we made in 2017. "Jasmine isn't attempting to recover," someone else said. "She's trying to start a trend." Logan, Jasmine's own baby daddy, suddenly entered the argument. His mysterious remark, "That girl don't know peace unless she's causing war," was seen by fans as a jab at Jasmine. "I tried to stay out of this, but watching Jasmine spin this narrative like she's some growth queen," they said. An hour later, he verified on Instagram stories, "No, she isn't healed." Eventually, Rasheeda had to confront the criticism head-on. A few days later, in a tearful sit-down confessional that was captured on camera, she opened out like never before. "She taped everything in Jamaica without telling anyone, including me," she said. "She is plotting." In the meantime, Jasmine's story of recovery in paradise was falling apart, and the comment section crumbled. "Look," she uttered in a trembling voice. "I've forgiven and matured a lot. Yes, Jasmine is being invited to Jamaica. Kai is always there when I leave her and we have family issues, so even though it could have been stupid and premature, I thought maybe, just maybe, it would break the tight vibe when Kirk presented it. I was becoming irritated with the elephant in the room." "But did you expect the footage to leak?" the producer whispered. "No," Rasheeda stated firmly. Bambi had another mic drop moment on Instagram Live after being largely quiet after the dinner. "That section hurt. And the bit with Yandy broke me because trying to please everyone ultimately leaves you feeling empty. However, not everyone thought it was compelling." She continued to curl her hair with one hand while drinking Red Bull with the other. "You can't play therapist, peacemaker, and podcast queen all at once," she said. "Whether you intended to or not, you select Jasmine over Yandy, and now you're upset that everyone spotted it before you." Despite her initial hesitation to travel, Yandy told Mendez, "I'm not going for her packing a light jacket," after Sierra called her passionately. "I don't want to walk into that reunion knowing only half the truth, so I'm going to be clear." Two factions emerged from the fandom, Rasheeda and Yandy. In an effort to bring everyone together before the reunion, the group was asked to reunite for one last mediation taping. Because Yandy was sitting in a cramped room across from Rasheeda, her knees crossed and her eyes steady. "You hurt me," she murmured, without hesitation. "I know," Rasheeda muttered. "I also apologize," Yandy said as she waited. Rasheeda was already sitting in the living room with a mug of chamomile tea. And no jewelry or glam squad. Jasmine did not receive an invitation. Rasheeda reiterated, "I realize now that I chose her over you even though I didn't intend to. I was so focused on becoming the bigger person that I had no idea that I was hurting the people who helped me," Yandy said.